I'm going to try to be very brief, but I saw a conversation between two respected individuals regarding the difference between local organizing and national organizing and the necessity to do both and how local organizing and national organizing work together. Here's a point that I constantly make that people just overlook. And I'm not sure if they're overlooking it because they don't understand it or they're overlooking it because they disagree. Okay, so local organizing, whether it's community activists, whether it's family activism, whether it's collectivism through a group that formed as a nonprofit or a group that formed as just a community-based family organization, or whether it's a branch of a national organization, right? A national organization, just for example, could be something like the Black Panthers or the All African People's Socialist Party or All African People's Revolutionary Party. Um, those are large organizations. Then you have smaller organizations that people form locally. What happens is number one, to make this very clear, number one, local organizing efforts today, in most cases, are usually attached to a nonprofit organization. Activism, organizing, community development, youth development, all of these are structured as programs under some kind of 501c3. So there's grants and funding and stakeholders involved. And a lot of times people start out with the idea that they want to do something in the community, they want to help our people, but they attach it to a nonprofit organization or a 501c3. Now you're motivated more by how you're going to fundraise, how you're going to get grants and donations. The city, the county, the state may have funding, and you want to get that funding. So everything is more so structured around not completely purposely. I'm not going to say some people are doing this just to get the money, or everybody's doing it just to get the money. But in a lot of cases, people develop these programs because they're trying to get the funding. And what happens now is that you're a competitor against everyone else's program. So let's say I live in Kalamazoo, Missouri. Is Kalamazoo in Missouri? I'm not sure. Let's just say I live in Kalamazoo and I want to help young people. I want to help black people. I want to uplift the community, right? So I start an organization and I find out about all these grants and stakeholders and donations. So I go from wanting to serve to wanting to get the money. And I need the money because having the money will help me do the job, right? But again, what happens though is now I'm in competition with everyone else in town who has a program or who has an organization. So the likelihood of us working together collaboratively is going to be slim because I need to prove my point. I need to show that my organization is doing what we say it's going to do. I need to show that my organization is making strides and progress and showing outcomes, right? That's number one. That's the first aspect, right? The second aspect is I was born and raised in Kalamazoo. I got street credibility. People know me. I'm building a following around the town. I'm building following city to city, state to state. People like me. They support what I'm doing. So now I'm building a following, right? So I'm building a following to promote my brand, my program, my way of doing things. And this stunts the growth that could happen locally. Again, two reasons now. One, we're in competition with everyone else again for the funding. And then two, I'm trying to build my brand, build my program so I can show you how successful what I'm saying is and how well it works because it was an idea I came up with and it's supported and validated by people all over the world. So you got 5, 10, 15, 20 people with programs and organizations in the same town competing for the same resources and competing for the same funding and competing for the same support locally. You never end up with one big organization because people have their own ideas and their own interests. It's just like churches. If the church is doing the work of church, you don't need 100 different churches. There should just be one church with different subgroups or subsets or whatever around the town or in different locations. But to be honest, If your mission is to serve this one purpose, you would do better serving that one purpose as a collective, as an organized, united front around one purpose. But that can't happen again for the two reasons. One, I need to get the money for my program. And two, I need to get the people for my program. And everyone has an idea. Everybody jumps up and wants to start a nonprofit organization, or they want to start a personal, professional development program. And for some reason, they believe that what they have is different from everybody else. But you got 100 people doing the exact same thing in the same town, competing for the same money and competing for the same people. This is just part one. I'll do part two to talk about things on a national level, but let this soak in. Ask questions. If you have anything to say that maybe you don't agree, maybe you do agree, and you might have some instances, some examples, some experience of your own to share, please do so.